It's day 2 in the feeding clinic, and our double diet swappers, Jo and Keith and Tara and Janet, are speculating about today's menu.
I'm really not looking forward to breakfast, are you?
I'm not looking forward to drinking more sweet tea.
I think this morning we're going to get a big plate of breakfast. Not sure what, but I think it'll be cooked and hot.
In fact, it's a hot takeaway breakfast with an egg muffin and hash browns for Joanne and pancakes and hash browns for Keith. While it's 2 mugs of tea for Janet, coffee and energy drinks for Tara.
Bon appetit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you worry that if you eat food, you'll put too much weight on?
No, I'm hoping to put on a bit of weight. I'm hoping to get some curves and some boobs and hips and, do you know what I mean? It'd be good.
So if you eat like we have been, you'll put on some this week.
Joanne and Keith's regular diet contains vast quantities of caffeine. Caffeine is an appetite suppressant when drunk in large quantities. It's thought the safe amount of caffeine is 400 milligrams a day. That's about 5 instant coffees or 7 cups of tea. Keith is drinking double that. No surprise then, he has a caffeine addiction. This can lead to anxiety, irritability and loss of appetite. The new caffeine-free Keith now has a gap to fill.
I didn't think I'd be this hungry this soon. Right, finished.
I'm really impressed that you managed to eat all that, actually.
Well, one breakfast gone.
Would you like some of mine?
No. Thanks for the same.
Don't think I've ever had a liquid breakfast.
Nor have I. No, not out of choice anyway.
No.
I feel fine, actually. I don't actually feel hungry. It's just I feel very, very alert.
I feel quite sick now, I've got like a greasy, horrible feel. How do you feel?
I feel perfectly fine. Honestly, I can't wait. What time's dinner?
Well, before lunch and dinner, there's a case of 8 cakes for Keith and a vanilla slice for Jo.
Where'd I put it all?
I don't know.
You eat that, I eat this. We'll do it together. You'll get there.
I know.
Jo eats all her vanilla slice and, amazingly, throughout the day, Keith polishes off all 8 cakes. With Keith's appetite already returning and Tara seemingly coping with her hunger issues, Dr. Christian encourages them both to join forces and look to their pasts to try and find the emotional reasons for their current eating problems.
OK, well, there, first year senior, I had no issues with food at all. I was perfectly happy there, so no problems. The next one I was here, that was Katie, OK.
Yeah.
Obviously happy then. Obviously,
That was your fiancé?
Yeah, that was my fiancé. Just after a year this picture was taken, OK, is when I done see hit.
So you didn't really know what was...
I didn't know what was happening. I panicked so much. I was rushing about.
I think that you look thin here, but I think you look a lot thinner now.
Once the separation took place, that was my lowest moment, you know.
Yeah.
That is when it really hit home. It's like, my God, you lost the most precious 2 girls in your life, and that is when that's the last part.
But you haven't lost her, though, have you?
Well, I got my daughter.
Yeah.
With Keith coming to terms with where his problems lie, Tara looks back to her childhood for some answers.
This sounds really stupid, but I can't remember ever being really, really happy. And obviously when I was younger, my mum's husband died, so I sort of stepped in as sort of the second mother figure. I tried to stay emotionally strong for my mum because I didn't want things to get to sort of stress her. So rather than tell my mum things that would worry me, I would always bottle everything up.
Did you then see food as a comfort, or...?
I don't actually think it was sort of like a comfort thing. I was allowed to eat the wrong foods, you know. There was never any strict guidelines like, you must eat this, you mustn't eat that.
Do you think becoming responsible at a very young age actually contributed to your weight issues?
Yeah, maybe it did.
Tara begins to realise it's time to put herself first.
It's been really, really useful. I've learnt a lot. I think I need to make things better for myself if I don't do it now, then I'll miss out on more of my life. And I've already missed out on 21 years already, so...
Weeks ago, 3 women with different eating disorders, Mina, Emma and Erin, embarked on an 8-week course in order to help them tackle their own issues with food. Today, dietitian Ursula Philpott has invited the women to join her for breakfast, where they'll face a vast array of choices.
A hotel buffet can present a huge challenge for somebody with an eating disorder. Both the choice and the amount of food are overwhelming.
They will feel mixed up between being tempted by certain foods but feel frightened that they're being asked to move outside their usual pattern of eating, their rituals and their set food prescription.
At the beginning of the series, Mina confessed she usually sticks to porridge, then binges and purges on sugary treats several times throughout the day.
So talk me through what you're thinking.
Well, my first thought is not having pastry. That just wouldn't happen. I do have a bit of a problem with sugar, I suppose. Sugary things are what I binge on, and so perhaps I have an association with sugar and binging.
By encouraging Mina to limit the amount of sugar she has as part of a balanced diet, Ursula aims to help her slowly gain control over her desire to binge and purge.
I'm not suggesting you have a very sugary diet because that can trigger binges. So I think probably what you might want to think about is maybe not for breakfast, but at some point trying something with a bit more sugar in and seeing how you feel about that.
For now, Mina chooses something containing natural sugars, a banana and some wheat biscuits. Breakfast is the time of day which Emma, who suffers from anorexia, finds hardest.
I find it very scary thought of if somebody wants me to sit down and eat what somebody would regard as a standard normal-sized breakfast or lunch.
4 weeks ago, Emma revealed she normally sticks to black coffee first thing.
Just to go with a coffee in the morning isn't adequate. You know, breakfast is about break fast, to break the fast overnight, and a coffee will not break the fast because it's just water, really, especially if it's got no milk in it.
Emma's anorexia leads her to starve herself all day, then suffer uncontrollable urges to binge on fruit at night.
I would probably have easily 4 pears, a couple of plums, 2 apples. I've gone through the stage of taping the fridge, shutting the door into the kitchen and barricading that to stop me from getting to it, emptying the fridge and putting it all out in the garage, but nothing seems to work. Because of eating during the night, then I find I don't have the appetite for breakfast in the morning.
Today, Ursula's challenge is to get Emma to eat anything. In order to break the cycle of starvation she punishes her body with each day.
It's sometimes difficult to go from nothing, say to have a whole bowl of cereal, or nothing to 2 slices of toast.
Having avoided breakfast for years, Emma chooses a small bowl of fruit salad.
In a lot of ways, I just kind of want to scoop it on lots and lots, but then I'm also worried that I might kind of eat it and then be upset with myself.
Try and start with a smaller portion, even if that's a really small portion, and then build it up and get more comfortable with it as you go along.
When the group first met, Erin admitted her desire to binge on sweet foods and then purge usually begins after breakfast.
A real binge for me would be literally like, I would feel like a shark on a feeding frenzy, just eating mindlessly.
Deciding to avoid the sweet pastries, Erin attempts a cooked breakfast.
What do you think of that as a portion?
I think I'd probably still get hungry. But maybe if I put something else with it that wasn't fried, it would make me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good option. What about something like a slice of toast or half a slice of toast?
I'd throw it up.
You'd be sick?
Yeah.
OK. What are you thinking? Fruit or something?
I'm thinking some fruit, because I never bother with some grapes, I think. Yeah. Just because I know I like them and they're small and manageable.
OK.
After the challenge of choosing a breakfast, the group face an even bigger hurdle, eating it. And for Emma, having a bowl of fruit salad this morning marks a major breakthrough.
So guys, I was just going to ask you, obviously having all the food out on the buffet like that can be difficult for people, and also because you've not prepared it yourselves and you don't know what's in it. Could you tell me a bit about how comfortable you are with that?
Well, there's the thought that all the vegetables and stuff have been fried, and I was just like, oh no. But if I made it at home and grilled it or had it raw, then I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. Erin?
All of the time, I just feel as though I shouldn't be eating, and once I start eating, that's it, I've done it. And I feel really guilty about it.
It's the guilt and the feelings after eating that are hard to manage, and that's what leads to you throwing it back up again.
Which makes me feel worse, because then I've thrown up the first part of my day, and then...
And then it's a bad start to the day because you've already eaten and been sick, and that's worse than trying to delay it and then keep something down.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
I know how I should eat. If I can have just like the one plate, if I could stop there, I would feel happy. So I can take that away from today.
Next week, cooking up some childhood favourites prompts further breakthroughs for Emma.
Yeah, Emma wants to
Finish it.
Good. And have it all, and I will do.
Good.
For more information about eating disorders, visit our website at channel4.com/Supersize v Superskinny. It's halfway through the diet swap and it's mealtime again for our 4 residents. A feast awaits Keith and Joanne with a second colossal Chinese takeaway in as many days.
Oh my God! Noodles and bean sprouts, spring roll, chips and sweet and sour sauce.
Tara's having one of Keith's favourites, a doner kebab, and Janet, a plate of veg.
We feed our rabbit more than this at night.
I'm sorry. Don't worry, our rabbit's fat too.
For the 2 mothers at the table, it's all becoming less of a joke.
I don't know how you live off takeaway food.
Would you give one of your kids that to eat for their tea tonight?
No, they'd have a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more than that.
So why don't you do it for you?
Because I just don't feel that I need it.
The giant Chinese takeaway, a normal meal in Janet's diet, is starting to totally overwhelm Joe. But hopefully Janet and daughter Tara are learning from it.
My ache here is hurting so much, I feel like I'm gonna like... Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Can I go to the bathroom? I need a bathroom, seriously.
I hope Joe's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry. It's disgusting. I can't eat it. It's not good.
I think Joe tonight really struggled with my meal. It was way too much. And actually looking at it on the plate, I can actually think, God, do I really need to eat that? Why do I eat that much? It's pretty gross.
Keith is fully embracing the swap. In fact, he's already a changed man.
Go.
Well done.
You must be so full now.
God knows how you feel.
5 seconds.
It's like
I'm
me
joking.
With Keith on a roll, Dr. Christian is keen to keep him motivated and give Joanne the nudge she needs.
I want to really show you why it is so important that you change your eating habits, okay? Because actually it will lead to disease and it will lead to ill health, and we're going to talk to you about some of those things now. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's called a cataract. You heard of cataracts?
I've heard of it.
This person is probably completely blind. And they're completely blind because they're deficient in vitamin A. Vitamin A you get from fish, butter. It's added into dairy products, to yogurts. Not getting enough of it can affect your eyes. Does that shock you?
Yeah.
Did you know that poor diets could do something as dramatic as that?
No.
Right, shall we do another one? What do we think?
Gross.
Gross?
This is what we call hypertrophied gums, grossly enlarged, overgrown gum. One of the things that will cause this is vitamin C deficiency. And it's vital that you're getting enough in your diet. So it's both very relevant to you two guys. Let's do one more. This is a bit different. This is not a photograph, this is an X-ray, obviously. And it's an X-ray of what?
Spine.
Spine?
Yeah. What's the name of the condition?
Osteoporosis.
What is it?
It's thinning of the bones.
There's loss of bone mass and therefore loss of bone strength, which then leads to breakages and fractures. Causes of osteoporosis can be vitamin D deficiency, calcium deficiency. Very, very painful.